All right, good morning, traders. Today is September 23rd, 2024. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody out there in digital land. I'm talking about Facebook, Rumble, YouTube. Everybody, appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the kind comments. Thank you for engaging. Appreciate that. Thank you, everybody in the room, for being here. My SPY pivot this morning is 566.40. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. Gold, GLD, and GLTR made new all-time highs on Friday. All of the Fab 5 are in daily uptrends. All made lower lows and lower highs, closing over their bullish traps over the 17 EMAs. SPY closed with a 2-hour uptrend and a 10-minute cross. All right, not quite a downtrend. GLD and SLV both in uptrends, gold and silver. Silver made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. UNG in an uptrend made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish trap over the 17. USO in a downtrend made an inside day, closing above a bullish trap, trying to fight off that downtrend over the 17 EMA. US dollar index still in a downtrend, closed near the 100.73 area. All right, let's go take a look at some charts. First chart we'll look at SPY. All right, so we had the FOMC announcement, and we had this volatile day here. Then they gapped up on Thursday. Friday was an inside day. So you can see here's Friday with a lower high and a lower low, but closing over the bullish trap. Okay, that's the 3 EMA right here. That's the thin yellow line. Okay, over the 3 EMA. 3 EMA is up over the white 8 EMA, which makes it an uptrend. 3 EMA, you got space between the yellow line and the white 8 EMA right here. So that's the space in between there. That makes it a bullish gap right up, well, a bullish trap right through there. So you can see price closing over the bullish trap there on the daily chart. Okay, so the daily is in an uptrend. The weekly is in an uptrend. The monthly is in an uptrend. Okay, they're all in uptrends. On the 2-hour chart, 2-hour chart, we closed with a tiny bit of space open in the side over the bullish trap here. So you got the 3 on top of the white 8 EMA. So the 3 is on top of the 8. You get a little bit of air in between the two of them. All right, so that's a bullish gap. So there's a 2-hour uptrend going into the close on Friday. Same with the 10-minute. 10-minute had a 10-minute uptrend, but you can see you had a cross here at the very last minute. So there's a 10-minute downtrend or a bearish cross right there on the 10-minute chart. In the post-market, pre-market, you can see price melting up. Okay, could be melting up all day long. We'll see what happens with price action. My pivot this morning is 566.40. All right, so you can see where price came down to it once, came underneath it, spiked it hard twice, came back to it on the third time. So you can see here's 466.40 right there. A little bit more. Okay, so that's my pivot. So they start breaking this major support of this consolidation day. All right, that would be the valleys. Let me get my drawing tools out. And want the valleys. So we got a valley. This would be... Oh, you're kidding me. They're not going to work. All right. Not going to be a good day. All right, so you got these valleys here. They break these valleys, probably coming down to this candle down here, all the way down to the breakdown candle low right here. So I'm looking for these valleys to hold here today. So there's SPY on the 10-minute chart. All right, let's go take a look at QQQ. All right, on this SPY, I'm looking for bullish. Oh, by the way, on the SPY, I'm looking for bullish. Green erases red. Uptrends, I'm looking to fill this gap right up here. So we have an open gap. I'm looking for the bulls to have some green erases red opportunities on the 10-minute chart. And I'm looking for entries of green erases red on a 10-minute uptrend coming over this. So 10-minute uptrend. So price over 568.91 would be a green erases red scenario, which would provide us with an entry right there, a bullish entry for calls. The calls I'd be interested would be Friday's 575 calls or Friday's 572 calls. Okay, so I'd like either the 575 or the 572 calls coming right over the top of this. Green erases red right there. Right over that candle body, 568.96 is an entry right there in the pre-market, post-market area right there. So that's SPY. All right, let's go back to the daily chart, hit the QQQ. So now you got a plan for today. Take a look at QQQ. QQQ, same thing. Okay, all of the Fab 5 put in about the same type of candle, lower high with a lower low, and they closed over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. You can see that trap over the 17 EMA. That's the green dots right there. That's our 17 EMA. So it was a lower high, lower low, closing over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. So there's QQQ. QQQ is in an uptrend. FNGU did the same thing. Okay, lower high, lower low. Notice closing over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Okay, still in an uptrend. Okay, hasn't broken any lows yet. Okay, so there's FNGU. Let's take a look at IWM. Okay, you can see IWM, lower high, lower low, closing over bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Okay, everybody got the memo. Everybody did their job. Okay, closing over the trap over the 17 EMA. Diamond Dow. Lower high, lower low, just like all the other four. Okay, closing over bullish trap over this rising 17 EMA. So Diamond Dow in an uptrend. Remember that Diamond Dow put in new all-time highs. That's his Friday scandal just on Thursday right there. So Diamond Dow in an uptrend there. So we got all of the Fab 5 in an uptrend. Let's take a look at our technicals. T2122, okay, we fell out of the overbought zone. Spent the day on Friday putting in, looking like a head and shoulders pattern, really, in the buy zone. Okay, we were in the overbought zone, and we spent the day inside the buy zone. Okay, so came into the buyer's chop zone for a brief moment and found our way out of it. So we're looking for price action to crawl back into the overbought zone again. We'll see what they want to do today. All right, it is the beginning of a new week, so we'll see what happens. T2123, okay, made a new all-time high on Friday. Right there, green from beginning to end, except for the last 15-minute candle, produced a red candle right there. Okay, so new all-time high for T2123. I do have projections for up here. 560, right around 530, excuse me, 638, a little dyslexic there, okay? Around 638, right around this area up here. That's our projected area, projected high for T2123. So there's the 15-minute chart of T2123, and that's all the stocks, nothing weighted, everybody equal. That's all, 12,000, 7,000 stocks in the New York Stock Exchange. And you can see here it is. Majority of them moving up, making new 4-week highs right there. So nice move there. See this 200 SMA? That's the red line right there. You can see 200 SMA slamming through the two prior all-time highs right here. So there's the 200 SMA crawling up and approaching, really just ripping right up here to that last all-time high made about 5 days ago, and then this one was made 2 or 3 days ago right there. So there's T2123 making new all-time highs. T2123 3-bar chart. Again, 3 more green candle bars right there. You got a rising 200 SMA, a whole lot more space being put in here between the price action and the rising 200 SMA. Really great sign. Like to see this 200 SMA climb into this area right here. That would be between two prior all-time highs right up there. So T2123 really showing that the money's coming into the market when you see that rising up like that. A lot of space opening up there. Anytime you see space opening up as we're approaching new all-time highs, showing you money's flowing into that market. If we go back to SPY, all right, we'll head back to SPY just for a brief moment. Okay, you can see if we put our all-time high anchored VWAP, which is already on there. This is the prior all-time high. Price is over that all-time high anchored VWAP that was made back in July. Okay, that's showing you money's coming into the market. All right, here's a prior high anchored VWAP. Again, you can see money flowing into the market because price is up over that. Okay, that's showing you money's flowing into the market. Anytime you and I, we can't make these all-time highs. We can't move these indexes like this, okay? But it takes institutional participation, and whenever you see, you can see the institutional participation looking at money flowing into these markets right now, especially like the FNGU. That will, it's a really heavily weighted ETN, which has 10 of the top 10 weighted stocks in the QQQ and the SPY, and that's pretty much why we follow that one. We're going to head over to that one right now. So here's our FNGU. All right, price moving up and holding the higher ground right here. Price moves up and it holds this area right here. Okay, so that's bullish. When price moves up and holds the upper ground, the higher ground, that's bullish. When price moves up and then falls back down, in other words, it goes up and then it gives it up, okay, that's not bullish. That's just neutral. All right, when it goes up and it holds the higher ground, that's very bullish. Anytime you get consolidation over prior consolidation, that is bullish. Okay, so you got FNGU doing both. Moving up, holding the higher ground. Consolidation over prior consolidation. Okay, bullish and bullish right there. Okay, so FNGU, this is those top 10 heavily weighted stocks, okay, that can really rock and roll the market. And we can take a look at Apple, because that's one of the most heavily weighted, one of the most popular stocks right there. Okay, so here's Apple. Let's put in a trend line here. Apple looking close to, almost close to breaking that. Okay, this will be the first, second touch. Made a higher low, looking for those bulls to get inspired and make new highs. Okay, so got a lower high, but we got a higher low. We want to see the bulls produce the higher high. Okay, we'll see if they can get it done. All right, but here's Apple putting in the big red candle at the end of the move there. Now we're coming back up. I haven't seen any big green candles to show me that the bullish move is over. All right, so here's Apple. Kind of got an inverted head and shoulders. This would be our right shoulder. This would be our left shoulder. And this area right here would be the head. That would be the head of the inverse head and shoulders there. Okay, so we've got a trend line here. If they can break through that trend line, Apple is one of the biggest weighted stocks in the QQQ and the SPY. That could really provide a nice lift to the market right there. There's Apple getting ready to strike. Okay, moving up to the upside and kind of holding this higher ground up here. We like that. So there's Apple. Another stock I like, Amazon. All right, Amazon closing over resistance. All right, so it's on top of support. So if they can hold it up here for 2 or 3 days, that would be a very bullish scenario for Amazon. I like that. Amazon right now in an uptrend, making a higher low and a higher high. Like to see it hold on top of support, okay, because it just broke through resistance. All right, now it's up to the bulls to show me that they can hold it up there. So I like Amazon. I like Costco. All right, Costco up over resistance here. Okay, holding it for 2 or 3 days. Costco looking good. Couple of retailers. I'm looking at the retailers and they seem to be doing pretty well right now. Okay, they seem to be like they just opened the door and they're ready to receive money to come in, or money's just starting to flow in. So we may have a little sector rotation. We'll see. All right, so Costco looking good and Amazon looking good right there. Okay, so there's a couple of big retailers you want to keep an eye on for some upward momentum if they can get that follow through it. I like both of those. Intel, I guess you could call it a retailer. It does sell chips. They're more of a wholesaler because they sell. Here we go. Okay, so Intel breaking up over the top of this base right here. Okay, looking like we got a breakout happening. Okay, so that's resistance. And if they can hold this area for 2 or 3 days, or even get some follow through with this igniting candle, it's looking good right now. Okay, got a whole gap we could get filled. They're going to run into a problem, right in this area right here. See this 2450? There will be a little bit of traffic there. Okay, it's not going to be smooth sailing all the way to gap fill. All right, when they get here, and I like this morning as well. If they get here looking at 2450, 2460, there's going to be some congestion right around that area right there. So look for a little pause. Nice thing, like to see them get up on top of that 2450 and hold that for 2 or 3 days. Show me they can hold the higher ground, and then see if we can get a breakout from that area right there. So Intel looking good. All right, so Intel kind of flipping around here. Keep an eye on that one. Let's take a look at a few sectors. We'll start off with GLD. All right, GLD price action. You can see right here, new all-time high yesterday, Friday, right there. Higher low, higher high, closing over the trap over the 17 EMA. Gold in an uptrend. Silver doing the same thing. This is Friday's candle. Higher low, higher high, closing over the trap over the 17 EMA. Silver's in an uptrend, making higher lows and higher highs. Okay, silver's in an uptrend. Take a look at USO. USO is in a downtrend, making a lower high and lower lows. Okay, so that's the oil. It's crude oil, petroleum right there. So USO in a downtrend, but has been moving up, I don't know, for the past 10 days. If you look at this right here. Price action for Friday was an inside day. That's a lower high and a higher low. Closing over the bullish trap. That's the 3 on top of the 8. Okay, 3 EMA on the 8 EMA. Closing over a bullish trap over a flat 17 EMA. So USO is still in a downtrend, all right, but moving up. All right, let's take a look at UNG. UNG having a little breakout right now. Look at that right there. A little breakout for UNG. Like to get some of that. That looks interesting and bullish. So that's UNG putting in on Friday a higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap over, looking like a hooking up right there, 17 EMA right there. So like UNG, I think I mentioned that back here when we made the higher low right there, that I like UNG. So if you're interested in some nat gas, this is the all-time low right here. Looking like 1263. Okay. If you're interested in some nat gas right there. So this is really looking good for a nice breakout over the top of this W pattern right here. You can see they had a little battle, and now the winner emerges after the battle on this W pattern. Okay, so this is looking good right here. How high can it go? Probably to this point right here, 1740. That would definitely be a take profit area right up to the middle of, see this M pattern? Okay, that's usually going to be the target. The bottom of that M pattern right there where the valley meets right there, that would be my target. And then I'd leave like a couple on for, if you got a couple contracts with some time left on it, you can leave a couple on to see if they want to melt it up all the way through all of this price action through here, all the way up to 20. 20 would be my next target. So UNG looking good here, all right, for a move up. Little sector rotation. Notice technology isn't as robust as it was. Still looking good. Let's go take a look at that while we're here. So here's XLK. It's our technology sector. Has made a higher low. The bulls still have not made the higher high yet. Okay, it is in an uptrend. All right, because it's made a higher low. And it's made a higher high over that high right there. So here's XLK. That's our technology sector. Not quite as robust as it was, making, new lows, new higher lows, and new higher highs. Okay, we got a new higher low here. Hopefully they can get going again. We'll see. There's XLK. Take a look at SMH. SMH. All right, again, we got the higher low. Still waiting on the bulls, all right, to produce that higher high up there. Okay, a little bit of struggle going on. Could be sector rotation. Notice energy starting to pipe up a little bit. Notice retail is starting to pipe up a little bit. Okay, so SMH, higher low, looking for the bulls to create that higher high. Let's take a look at XLI. You can look at this. This is Friday's price action. You can see on Thursday, XLI made new all-time highs. XLI is bullish. XLF. All right, XLF made not new all-time highs yet, okay? But about 3 weeks ago right here, they made a new all-time high there. We did make a higher low. We're waiting on the bulls to complete the mission and make the higher high. So there's XLF, definitely in an uptrend. Okay, right up here at the all-time highs and consolidating, that is definitely bullish. XRT, this is our retail sector, okay? So retail sector still in a downtrend. Okay, we were really technically damaged when we had that fall out of bed event right there where we broke this low and this low, this low, this low. Broke a lot of lows, okay? So now in order for us to be, we can move up, but in order for us to technically be in an uptrend, remember the key word is trend, all right? Just because it's moving up doesn't make it a trend, all right? You have to make higher lows and higher highs. That's the key word, trend, all right? Without the higher lows and the higher highs, you don't have a trend. You just have movement, all right? So now for price, has to take out this high in order to create an uptrend. All right, so right now, price action, okay, has made a slightly higher low right here. Okay, we still have not created a higher high. Once we break over that wick, all right, with a candle price action, that will be the higher high, putting XRT in the uptrend. Is it moving up? Oh yes, definitely moving up, but no trend yet. Okay, now you may have a trend on the 2-hour chart, okay? I don't see any higher lows through here except for this right there, and no highs yet. So you may have it on a 10-minute chart. Okay, so now you got a lot of it on the 10-minute chart, okay? So, but we have no trend on the daily chart. That's the key word, trend, okay? That means a series or a sequence of higher lows and higher highs. Haven't had it yet. It is moving up. It's looking good, all right? Like to see it hold the higher ground up here. That's XRT. That's our retail sector. Take a look at IYT. Now here's our transports. There's the last high. We made a higher high. Since then, we made a higher low. Since then, we made a higher high. And now we had a sharp pullback on Friday. I hope that's not Friday's candle, but it might be. Let me just see. I think I went through this. Yeah, it's not a pretty candle, is it? All right, so, but we have made higher lows and higher highs. So we're still in an uptrend. All right? If we break this low, we'll be in a downtrend. Right now, we're in an uptrend on the daily chart. Okay? So there we are with our trends. There's our sectors. That's the transportation sector, bullish, in an uptrend. Okay? Not a very pretty candle yesterday. Industrials and financial sectors in an uptrend, okay, making higher lows and higher highs, okay, and then we have technology in an uptrend, making a higher low, still waiting for these bulls to be inspired enough to make the next higher high, okay, same with the semiconductors. Technology sector really looking a little bit better than the semiconductors sector. Okay, all of the Fab 5 are in uptrends. Okay, that's making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, and then in addition to that, the unweighted stocks making new 4-week highs. All right, okay, you can see that on T2123 making new all-time highs just on the chart alone, in addition to all of the products within inside the NYSE making new 4-week highs, okay? So T2123 making new highs. We have a really bullish market, okay? We have a nice setup. We could see 600, 580, all right? Everything's looking good. We have money flowing into the markets. Everything's looking good. And then here come the holidays, all right? So holidays coming in, should see some Black Friday increases here with price action. If we can get some good reports on sales, all right, that would really juice up the market. In other words, some really good results from Black Friday, which is just around the corner. So there's IYT. Let's go take a look at our economics package. All right, so here's the dollar. Dollar's falling. Dollar's making lower highs and lower lows. Another lower high and a lower low, and another lower high and a lower low. All right, now we break this low right here. I used to be able to lift this. We break this low right here. That will be a new 2.5-year low. Right now, we are at 12-month lows as well as 2024 lows. So we're at 9-month lows and 12-month lows. So 2024 low and a 12-month low. We break this low right here. Then we have a new 2.5-year low. Okay. Now, whenever we have a falling dollar, that helps our goods and services. All right. When we go to sell them to foreign countries around the globe, all right, it makes them cheaper because it doesn't take as much foreign currency because they have to convert their currency to ours, all right, in order to pay us. Doesn't take as much of their currency to purchase our goods and services, which helps them and helps us. All right, so we get to sell more products or become more competitive than foreign nations selling the same goods and services, which usually provides a nice top line to these securities. All right, whenever you got more revenue coming in, all right, if management's got its act together, you get more revenue coming to the top line, and if management's got its act together, we have more revenue coming to the bottom line. More revenue coming to the bottom line as higher earnings. Higher earnings means a higher multiple. All right, and especially when you get growth along with higher earnings, you combine those two together, and you could get a really huge parabolic pop in price action when that happens. So be prepared for that parabolic pop that might be coming over the next 9 months. We'll see what happens. All right, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it's just possible. Okay, remember all the inflation we were complaining about? Okay, well, that's the same goods and services, but they're being sold at a higher price. All right, that higher price brings in more to the top line. Okay, that's more revenue coming into the company. All right, and then if management's got its act together, all right, hopefully, they've got more coming to the bottom line. And that's where you get that double whammy, which provides those parabolic pops. If you go back into the past and then you see these huge spikes up into the air on some of these tech stocks or retail stocks, it almost looks like it's like the end of the move, right? They just went up, and it's like sometimes it's 3-4 years before they come back and visit that huge parabolic peak. Well, this is the same storm setting up now to create more of those parabolic, hyperbolic peaks up into the sky is what you go up into the chart. So I'm just letting you know that that's what's on deck. All right. If we get this dollar continues to melt, and don't forget we got rate cuts coming. All right. We got more rate cuts scheduled. All right. So it's entirely possible, okay, that with these more rate cuts, we get a weaker and weaker dollar. Okay. Whenever you make our money supply cheap, what happens is it becomes devalued. All right. If you loan out money for less money, all right, so that's a lower interest rate, it devalues the dollar. All right. So it's just saying that it's a possibility. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just saying be prepared for a similar scenario that you've seen in the past where you get these parabolic, hyperbolic spikes up into the sky of the price action. All right. So it could surprise you how high it can go. And it has me anyways. I will say that. That's for sure. And there was times I was thinking like, oh, this is the top. No, kept going higher. Oh, this is the top. No, it kept going higher. And then I'm thinking, well, this got to be the top. No, it just kept going higher. So it will really surprise you how high they can go. And this is the perfect storm to create those types of situations. Excuse me. All right, on the economic calendar, let's take a look at it. All right, we got Chicago Fed National Activity Index, 8:30. So that came out 5 minutes ago. PMI Composite Flash, 9:45. Goolsby's going to speak. He usually speaks on Fridays. I don't even see him scheduled for Friday. So I guess he changed his day. So he's going to speak. It's not Mr. Powell. All right, so there's not much to worry about. All right, and then Kashkari is going to speak at 1, not Mr. Powell. So it's not much to worry about there. Tomorrow, we got FHFA Home Price Index again on Tuesday, 9 o'clock. Consumer Confidence, 10 o'clock. Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index, 10 o'clock. Treasury buyback announcement and money supply at 1. And Treasury buyback results. Okay, so kind of a light morning except for the consumer confidence. All right, it's kind of a light morning, light beginning of the week. Okay, for Wednesday, let's see what we got here. We got new home sales coming out at 10. Petroleum report 10:30. That happens usually every Wednesday. Okay, a survey of business uncertainty. That's a new one for me. All right. And more Treasury buyback results on Thursday. Durable goods, okay, this is going to be the main event. All right. We got a double whammy here. We got somebody I know. All right. So this is going to be the main event on Thursday. You got durable goods coming out at 8:30. GDP. All right. That's that gross domestic product. That should look good. Why should that look good? Because we got the falling dollar, right? So that's GDP measures what we take in to the USA, okay? That's revenue brought in to the USA by selling our goods and services to foreign countries. And since that dollar's been falling since, I'm just going to call it May or April, all right? That should inspire more sales of our goods and services. So GDP should look really good. We'll see. I think last time it was 3. I'd like to see 3.5, 3 again. We'll see what happens. Okay, so GDP's coming on at 8:30. That's going to be the main event for Thursday. Jobless claims 8:30. Mr. Powell is going to speak at 9:20. All right, so that got 2 main events here, GDP and Mr. Powell speaking at 9:20 before the market opens. Pending home sales at 10, gas report 10:30. That usually happens every Thursday around 10:30. Michael Barr is going to speak, and other than that, that's it. We'll visit Friday when we get closer to the main event. That's it. So the main event is Thursday morning before the market opens, okay, at 8:30. All right, let's take a look at Max Payne for today. Max Payne is 568. I think we're around that area now. Excuse me. And regarding only the puts and calls that expired today, all right, that would be the Max Payne. And we have a little over 1 2/3 puts, okay, for each call. All right, so could see a put squeeze. We had that same scenario on Friday, but nothing really happened. Okay, so we'll see if it continues. If we get more of the same today, we'll see what happens. All right, so that's it. So I'm going to take questions in the room. And if there's no questions, I'm going to go ahead and render my video and get it out there for the people in digital land. All right. Hey, thank you, John. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody that shows up for these little powwows. Appreciate that. Thanks, Brad. All right. So I'll see you guys in about 40 minutes, and we'll kick off the market. We're looking for green erases red. All right. 10-minute uptrends. All right. We're looking for a melting up situation. We'll see what happens.